If you have been looking for an upgrade for your aging HP Reverb G2 or your Valve Index, the time may have finally come now with the Pimax Crystal Light. The company has just revealed the new headset, and it's a $699 Pimax Crystal that has been stripped of all the standalone stuff that you did not want in the first place. In my opinion, this headset is a huge deal, and in this video we're going to have a closer look at it, so absolutely stay tuned, watch the whole video, because all of this goodness is coming up. It is happening. Pimax has listened to us. This is the original Pimax Crystal, and perhaps you would have bought it as a successor for your HP Reverb G2 or your Valve Index if this did not come with a battery, and if this did not come with the standalone stuff, and if this was not more than $1,500. All right. Pimax did listen now with the Pimax Crystal Light, which is going to launch end of May. They are stripping away the battery. They're stripping away the standalone stuff, the X2 chipset, and lots of things that makes this headset, a bit bulky, heavy, and paying for something that you don't need. You don't want that. The new Pimax Crystal Light starts at $699. That is an incredible price. That is a huge deal for PCVR, and I believe that the Pimax Crystal Light, let's have a look at it, it's going to be the go-to headset for many of you because, well, you're still getting the same great aspheric glass lenses that you get with the original Pimax Crystal. You get the same super high resolution 2880 by 2880 pixel QLED displays, right? So you get the same optical stack, which is just such a great visual experience for you. And you get it for way cheaper, for $699. That is truly, truly nice. If you want the local dimming as well, as in if you want that perfect blacks for your horror games, then you have to pay $200 more, and $899 is still a good price. But wow, $699, it is tough to beat because, well, just like with your aging HP Reverb G2, that soon you probably cannot even use anymore because of Microsoft, well, you also have the controllers in that bundle here. So this comes with inside-out controllers. You do not need base stations, and you can simply use the controllers that come with it. So that is an added benefit, and that's why I believe lots of HP Reverb G2 owners will want to pick this one up. So the question, of course, how about the tracking and how about those controllers? Well, if you're coming from the HP Reverb G2, well, you don't really have amazing controllers. I can tell you that these controllers here, they are simply better than those HP Reverb G2 controllers. These controllers are very close to the Quest controllers. Yeah, so they have a good haptic, they feel good, and the tracking also for the Crystal is way better than the tracking of the HP Reverb G2 because you simply have a way better tracking volume. That was the problem of the HP Reverb G2, and also this has a better haptics and better rumble, so it's simply better than the HP Reverb G2 tracking. So that's that. Now, if you're wondering about the visuals as compared to the HP Reverb G2, also this is way better. The visuals of the Reverb G2 were fantastic for the time, right? But right now, you simply have headsets that look better, and this is one of them with a higher resolution and with the better colors. So this really looks like a glossy magazine, right? So it's just so good. You have those aspheric glass lenses, which are simply better with a bigger sweet spot, with better edge-to-edge clarity, and also with more FOV. Here you have 105 degrees FOV horizontally and vertically as well. So that is a nice upgrade for your HP Reverb G2. If you want to compare this with the Valve Index, even better, right? Because the Reverb G2 already had better visuals than the Index, so this is like a huge jump. And if you still want to use your base station controllers, your Lighthouse base station controllers, you can do so, because this comes, if you want, you can get the faceplate, the Lighthouse faceplate. It's on sale sometimes for $99, and then you can use this as a Lighthouse headset as well. So let's have a look at more of the specs here. And all right, so here we see already that it's way lighter than the original Crystal. In the front, it's 250 grams lighter because we don't need fans anymore for the XR2 chipset. We don't have the IPD motors anymore, so now we would manually adjust the IPD. That is totally fine for me. We have no heatsink anymore because there's no XR2 again. There's no DP extension cord. That's also totally fine. And we don't have interchangeable lenses anymore. And even that is totally fine because this already comes with the 35 ppd glass lenses that I like the most, which give you the best clarity and a nice binocular overlap. Very good. Then it has no eye tracking. Of course, with eye tracking would have been better, but honestly, if you don't play DCS only, then you'll be fine if you have a half decent computer for this, right? And yeah, I would say if you want to make use of the full resolution, yeah, it would definitely be good if you have like a 4080. That would be great, of course. Yeah, it is like it is, right? If you want to use these nice high-end headsets at full capacity, you better have a great GPU. But now you can get this high-end for $699, which is really good. On the back of the device, minus 60 grams because you don't have the battery anymore, and that's nice as well. Yeah, in my opinion, truly, this is the big deal of the Pimax Frontier event. You also have the super headsets, the Pimax Crystal super headsets, which look amazing, but they will only come much later. This here is going to come out in end of May, and again, you can already pre-order this right now. And if you want to be in the first batch so that you can get it in end of May and beginning of June, then you should indeed pre-order right now. And then I will give you my final review on the device once I get it in May. If it turns out there's anything wrong, you can still get your pre-order $30 refundable money back, right? But if you want to get in line, you should do that now. So the great thing is that I already know this headset so well, right? It's just like, this is a great headset, but the battery and the weight, these were the things that were not ideal. Now, with this being a pure PCVR headset, with just being powered via the cable, you can play this forever and ever. No need to care about the battery anymore. And since I already know the visuals and how good it looks, I can already say that this is truly a big deal for the $699. The only question that I will have to confirm, how good is the tracking? Because before, the tracking was based on the XR2 chipset that is now gone. And now, well, the computer, your computer is going to do those computations, right? But Pimax has told me that actually the same algorithms are being used, and there should basically be no difference to the tracking right now, and the tracking right now is very good. In the very beginning of the Pimax Crystal, the tracking was not so good, the control tracking, but every update, they really did improve it, and therefore now the tracking is really great. So let's compare the specs of the Lite and find the actual differences to the original Pimax Crystal. Resolution the same because the same panels are used, right? The QLED. There's a version with mini LED and without. Without is $699 and with is $899. So $200 difference if you want local dimming, if you want the perfect blacks. Then refresh rates, you still get 120 Hertz, which is really good. Very nice to have this high refresh rates in this panel. IPD range is still the same. So 58 till 72 millimeters. And this time you have manual IPD adjustment, which is totally fine. It comes without eye tracking. That's where the cost savings comes from. And if you do not play DCS all day, that should be totally fine. And if you need eye tracking, you should go for the original crystal. Yes, foveated rendering is now fixed. Foveated rendering, you can turn it on and off. If you turn it on, well, you save lots of performance. That's up to you. Tracking, you have inside out, right? With those controllers that come with the device. But if you want, you can also use the optional faceplate. The lenses, still the glass aspheric lenses, the 35 ppd ones. Oops, these here. And these are my favorite lenses for the crystal. So for me, it's no problem that actually you cannot interchange them anymore. It's even better because these are the lenses to have. Audio, you have an integrated solution here. Oh, damn, sorry about my voice today. It's crazy. Yeah, so audio, you have an integrated solution. It is not going to be this D mass. It's going to be the S mass. I'm going to have to check that out. But I've heard that the other solution is like Questish. If you still want to upgrade, you can also buy these DMAS, which are more like the index speakers, and they are fantastic. Yes, so chipset, we don't have the X2 anymore. Great, let's get rid of this. We only have PCVR engine now. Internal storage, we don't need it anymore. That's good as well, because only PCVR. Yes, connectivity is still the same. DisplayPort cable, power supply, just a DP cable, perfect, and compatible with 60G Airlink. The original is compatible because it needs the standalone mode, and the new Crystal Light is not compatible with a wireless module anymore. Yeah, for me personally, that's fine because, well, this is more being used for simming, right? And not really for, yeah, those crazy games where you run around all day. That's what I think. And even those room scale games, normally now I'm playing them seated. So that should be fine. Yeah. And that's it. That's it. In my opinion, this is truly the big deal of the Pimax Frontier event. Why? Because it's cheap. This is going to be the PCVR DisplayPort headset for many of you out there, and it is going to be available really soon. First batches, 500 to 1,000 devices probably end of May. And again, if you want to put yourself in line, you can do that now on the Pimax website. The link is down in the description of this video. Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on the Pimax Crystal Light. Of course, I'm going to give you the full review as soon as possible, and you can wait for that. If you already think you want it, put yourself in line. If you want to get it in May or June, probably already. And other than that, I can't wait to give you more content about the Pimax Crystal Light. In my opinion, the biggest deal in PCVR since a very, very long time. Yeah, do let me know in the comment sections, what are your thoughts about the Pimax Crystal Light? Do you also think that this is actually the biggest deal of the Pimax Frontier event? Or do you think like, hey, the Pimax Crystal Super, that is actually the real deal for you? Yes. And of course, if you have not yet subscribed to MRTV, absolutely do that now and click on the bell button so that you don't miss anything. And you know what? I'm looking forward to see you on the MRTV Discord server, in the comment section, or in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.